What's up everyone, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video guys, we actually have some tactics for the 4-4-2 formation. Now I will just come out and say it, the 4-4-2 is not always the most exciting formation to use, but I do know you guys quite well in the comments. You're all rats and you all want to win games, so some of you might like this, and yeah, let's get right into the video. It's time for footy, so if you guys want any FIFA 23 coins, make sure you check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics, the defensive style, I do like to have this on balance, but you can pretty much have it on whatever you're comfortable with. I prefer balance because I do like to pick and choose when and where I press my opponent, so it does just give me the best control over my defense, but like I said, you guys might want to change this. Moving on to the defensive width guys, the reason I have this on 35 is because I like to defend in a nice narrow and compact shape, which will stop my opponent being able to just run right through the middle of me. I'm not a big fan of my defense leaving lots of gaps, so I do like to keep it nice and narrow. I don't commit all the way though by having this on like 20 because it still is important to maintain a bit of the natural width to cover the wide areas in case an opponent tries an attack down the wing. Moving on to the depth guys, I like this on 65 personally. The reason for this is it kind of allows me to win the ball back higher up the pitch. Now depth works in a bit of a funny way on this game where you could actually have 100 depth and your team would still end up in a drop back state when your opponent is on the attack. So the main area you'll notice depth making a difference is, let's say you are attacking and then you lose the ball. It will be like where your defensive line is positioned from there. You're always going to end up in a drop back state, but I have it on 65, so if I do lose possession of the ball when I am attacking, my defensive line isn't crazy low, so I can actually go ahead and quickly press to regain possession. So that is the reasoning for that. Now moving on to the build-up play guys, I actually have this on balance. Now the reason I have it on balance is because it allows me to pick and choose when and where I use each form of build-up. So when I want to build up slowly, I am able to do that, and then when I want to speed up and build up a little bit faster, I can also do that. So it allows me to pick and choose when and where I use each style of build-up. Moving on to chance creation guys, I have this on direct passing. This is because it is the most meta option in the game. Basically your attacking players will like back up against the opposition defenders, making it very easy to isolate a certain player and take him on. So it's almost like a 1v1 play a lot of the time. Players will also make those extra movements in the box so you can get off the extra pass to guarantee those goals. Moving on to the attacking width guys, not really a specific number you need to use, but I like to go from like the 40 to 45 region. The reason for this is I don't want my attack to be crazy wide to the point where my players feel like they're way too spread apart from each other, and on the flip side I don't want it to be too narrow to the point where it feels like they're sat on top of each other, so I kind of just like to go for a middle ground. As for players in box guys, I have this on 5. This is bang in the middle. This is so we can get a few players into the box to create those chances and finish them off, of course, but at the same time we don't overcommit everybody. As for corners and free kicks guys, these are both on 1 because there is a set piece routine that I use which requires these to be on 1. Moving on to the player instructions guys, on the strikers I prefer to have them on stay central and mixed attack. The reason I like to have them on stay central is because I don't need these players drifting off into the wider areas. We do want them to stay in the central positions so they're always in the correct areas where we want our strikers to be. We also have them on mixed attack as opposed to getting behind because I feel like you get a lot more movement out of the players on mixed attack. They seem to make more versatile and dynamic runs as opposed to the same run in behind all the time. That being said, if you do prefer making your players run in behind, you can put them on getting behind. This is just like a preference thing based on how you play. Moving on to the right mid and the left mid guys, I have them on comeback, cut inside, getting behind and get into the box cross. Quite a mouthful there. We have them on comeback on defense, so we always ensure that they do sit in the correct position when we don't have the ball. These players can be a little bit lazy on basic defensive support, especially if they don't have good defensive work rates, so this ensures that they're always in the correct position. Cut inside means they're going to make those narrow inverted runs to get closer to the strikers and get into to the penalty area. That's the kind of area that they're going to be running in. So cut inside works very well there. We also have them on getting behind, so they do utilize their pace to make those runs to help us out in the attack. And we also have them on get into the box cross, so they're not hesitant to get into the penalty area. As for the left centre mid guys, I have him on stay back, cover centre. This is the one that I'll mainly use to defend, if that makes sense. It really doesn't matter, to be honest, but I like to have one of them on stay back, cover centre, and then I have the other one on balanced attack and cover centre. The only real important instruction I'd say is cover centre, so that they do cover those central areas. But if you want, you can have both of them on balanced or both of them on stay back. Really up to you what you do with them. As for the left back guys, my more attacking fullback, I have him on balanced attack and overlap. This works very well because we do have the left mid on cut inside, as you can see here. So he's going to make those runs into the narrow areas, which means it's going to leave space for this left back to overlap and add width to the attack. So balanced attack and overlap allows us to add extra width. On my other fullback, I have him on stay back and overlap. We have him on stay back, so we always have at least 3 back by default, and then we have him on the overlap instruction, so when we do send him on a run forward, he'll make the overlapping runs. As for the centre backs and the keeper guys, these are on the default settings and I do not touch them. But yeah, that's everything for the video guys. If you have enjoyed or found this useful, please be sure to drop this a thumbs up, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace!